Hello everyone. When I ask about working, of course people say not working is the best, right? But unless you are very rich or you are coming from a very rich family, this is not going to happen. We have to work in order to get the money, right? To survive, so-called. There are two options that people always, find it hard to make a choice, especially for fresh graduates. Sometimes students will ask me, should I choose a work that have fixed working hour for 5 days and then weekends totally no need to work? Or should I choose a work with flexible working hour where they also expect you to work during weekends? So this one is a very personal choice, I would say, because this choice is based on personal opinion. So it depends on your working style and your lifestyle. So usually people without any commitment, with very less commitment, not really having a family yet, they may have two options in the way that some they still prefer 5 days work and then they take a rest during weekends, or some they actually are okay with flexi working hour because there are some matters that we need to settle during the working hours. Like for example, you go government department, right? You have to settle something related to that, or you go to bank, right? Some sort like this. So some people they prefer flexible working hour, but some they still prefer the fixed one. And with the weekends, I took a rest. I take a rest, right? But I would say that for those with family commitment, I think they most likely will choose the fixed hour one, the fixed 5 days work with the weekdays, with the weekends, they will take a rest and take care of their family. If they actually have someone to take care of the children when they are working. But for those parents who need to take care of the children by themselves, perhaps they also like to choose the flexi working hour, depending on situation, right? What is the difference between these two options in my personal opinion, in my working experience? I would say the flexible working hours sounds very good because you can decide when do you want to work. And so you have one more decision to do, so-called. You need to decide when you are able to work. So I think this is a decision that we have to do almost every day, because you want to set your working hours and you have the flexibility. So every day you also need to set the working hours for yourself, because you cannot say that you don't want to work, right? The flexi working hour, it means you can decide when you want to work, but it doesn't mean you don't need to work. You still have a lot of works to complete. So you still need to set the hours for yourself, right? And I think the struggle is here, where you will think you have flexi working hour, you can actually do a lot of personal things during the working hour. So you will tend to go and do it. Like for example, you may cook yourself a lunch. When you cook yourself a lunch, that is where the problem comes, because it eats up your working hour. It literally eats up your working hour. So you will realize you cannot complete your job. So you have to work until 9. And then it will affect your sleep and so on. It will be a very bad cycle. So if you have flexible working hour, actually it's not easy as well. You need to manage it by yourself, and you have a lot of decisions to make every single day. So that is where the struggle comes. But of course, you can kind of like take out some time to go bank, to go government department, to settle something, right? And also you can choose to work during weekdays, during weekends, when your weekends are not tied up, right? So that is flexible working hour. Fixed working hour is sometimes when your work is not that big, when you do not have much work during that period, and you are fixed to sit in the office for 8 or 9 hours. That is where you will feel like your time is wasted. I should have used the time to actually do something else, to do something that I can properly utilize the time. So that is where the struggle comes. Personally, I would think like this. Then during peak hour, it is not that you work 5 days only. You still need to work during weekends. So it's like, if this always happen, right, in long term wise, you will feel like it's not so balanced, because when you are not peak, you are forced to be in office. But when you are peak, you have to work extra hour. And sometimes you are not paid the OT. So that is where, the feeling of not balance will come in. So the choice of whether you should go for fixed hour or the flexible working hour, it depends on individual. After you analyze your advantages and disadvantages, whether the advantages is more than disadvantages, that is where you will make the decision. So if you are struggling with this, if you have the privilege, I would say this is a privilege, this is a luxury. If you have the privilege to choose between these two, then you might need to list down the pros and cons and do a comparison. Good luck to you.